What is up, man? This video that I saw of Rob Gronkowski talking about the San Francisco 49ers is interesting. And this offseason, we saw Tom Brady not specifically talk about the San Francisco 49ers, but talk about what winning organizations do, how they build their rosters, how they build confidence for their QB. And he talked a lot about the trenches, which I found interesting because the San Francisco 49ers don't invest in their trenches the way that a lot of these other teams do. And he talked about how important it is and that he can gauge what good teams look like based off of the offensive line and how they protect their quarterback. So I thought that was interesting because indirectly, of course, I tie everything to the 49ers and what they're doing. And Tom Brady has 7 Super Bowls. So why wouldn't you listen to him? Well, today or yesterday, I believe Kay Adams had Rob Gronkowski on her show, and she was asking questions about the 49ers. She specifically asked about Brock Purdy, and Rob Gronkowski just riffed. And it's interesting to me because Kay Adams tried multiple times to reel him back in and give him outs to like walk back what he was saying because it was kind of damning, and he didn't. He just wasn't doing it. He kept going. He was like tripling down, quadrupling down on his feelings. And that's what I love about Rob Gronkowski. And I think we need to pay attention to what he's saying. I think this is a really, really interesting tidbit from him. Someone, again, who doesn't care. He's just simply saying what it is that he feels about the San Francisco 49ers. Let's take a listen. All right, here we go.
Some people, critics, if you will, they're saying that Purdy's only successful because of the guys that are around him and the system. How will he do without his stars, do you think?
I mean, that will definitely give us a test to see where Purdy is. I mean, you got Samuel going to be out. Christian McCaffrey's going to be out.
Who do they have this week?
But
Let me look.
they got so many weapons. I don't know why they're not producing. Why are they not putting up points like the New Orleans Saints every single week, week in and week out? That's the problem with the 49ers last year as well, is that they dominated some games, and then some games they just didn't show up and they couldn't produce. They should be producing week in and week out, especially with offensive-minded coach Kyle Shanahan. And
I'm going to stop it there for a second. I can't help but to think how differently Rob Gronkowski talks about the 49ers than the way that Debo, Shanahan, and Aiyuk. I mean, just yesterday, Debo and Aiyuk talked about the San Francisco 49ers, and Debo was like, oh, I mean, we're the best team. And his co-host asked, are you hungry still? He goes, oh, I'm so full. We just need to finish. Like I've been hungry. Not saying that he's not still hungry to win a Super Bowl, but it's like, man, I'm so hungry. I can't be more hungry, but we just need to finish what's on our plate, basically. And we've been the best team. We feel like we've been the best team. Rob Gronkowski doesn't seem to think so. I mean, he thinks they're the most talented team. The way he talks about them and the talent level, it's clear he thinks they're the most talented team throughout this, but he doesn't think they're the best. I'm going to go back 10 seconds so that we can make sure that we catch everything.
Some games, and then some games they just didn't show up and they couldn't produce. They should be producing week in and week out, especially with offensive-minded coach Kyle Shanahan, and then with all the weapons that they have. They need that it guy. I feel like they got a lot of weapons, but they just don't have like an it guy to turn it up.
Now listen to Kay Adams desperately try to throw players out there, their best players out there, and be like, oh, I mean, isn't he an it guy? Oh, what about this person? Is he an it guy? And Gronk's like, oh yeah, no, basically no. Here we go.
It's a minded coach Kyle Shanahan, and then with all the weapons that they have, they need that it guy. I feel like they got a lot of weapons, but they just don't have like an it guy to turn it up. Yeah, Aiyuk, I mean, he's a great guy, but look, he was holding out
George
the whole
Kittle?
time. George Kittle, they're great players. But I'm talking,
what do you
need
mean?
an it guy, like an it guy.
Who's
like Adelman was an it guy.
Are you telling
the
me
guy
that Kittle's not an it guy?
He's an it guy, but like I'm talking, like when it comes to crunch time, it's hey, feed me that ball. I feel like they're great playmakers, and they all rely on the other one to make the play because there's so many great weapons. You know what I mean? When you have so many great players around you, feed me.
Look at Kay Adams' face. It's almost like she's trying to debate it and stand up for the 49ers. But she also realizes, like, what the hell am I going to say? This guy's a multiple-time Super Bowl champion, did it with 2 different organizations, played with the greatest quarterback of all time, one of the best head coaches of all time. Who am I to tell him he doesn't know what it takes to win a Super Bowl? Watch her face, just like the realization of, like, I mean, I tried. Clearly he's not walking this back.
That ball. I feel like, they're great playmakers and they all rely on the other one to make the play because there's so many great weapons. You know what I mean? When you have so many great players around you, you rely, oh, he's going to make the play. That guy's going to make the play. But when you don't have so many, like when Edelman was out there
but Brady made
myself out there. It's give me that ball, feed me the ball.
Edelman missed a lot of time, and you missed a lot of time, and Brady made it guys out of Chris Hogan.
Brady was the it guy.
No disrespect.
I love how Cannon's like, yeah, but I mean, when you guys weren't there, who was the it guy? He's like, Tom Brady. Tom Brady was the it guy. I don't know if you know this, but 7-time Super Bowl champion, best quarterback of all time. He was the it guy. We always had an it guy on the field. Why do you think we won?
For myself out there, it's give me that ball, feed me the ball.
Edelman missed a lot of time, and you missed a lot of time, and Brady made it guys out of Chris Hogan.
Brady was the it guy.
No disrespect to Hogan,
and Hogan was kind of an it guy too. He had that mentality of feed me the ball, I want it, I'm going to do whatever.
It's mentality,
whatever it takes. It's mentality, and I feel like Trent Williams has that mentality.
Yeah.
He will go out there and he tosses people around. That's what you want, and he's doing it 24/7.
Are you calling out the grittiness of this team? What are you doing,
just
Rob?
That mentality. I mean, they should be dominating.
Yeah,
they should be. No matter who's on the field or whoever's down, they have so many replacement players as well. Their roster's stacked.
Oh, I don't know, y'all. That's I know people get mad. I know people get mad when like people like me say something. But how are you going to argue with Rob Gronkowski, who's like, they're not getting it done? There is no excuses. They have the roster. They have the most talented roster. They supposedly have the coach. Like, what is missing? What is wrong with this team? Now, I think that there's some guys on the team that have had it moments. I think of Deebo Samuel against the Green Bay Packers playoffs. Clearly an it moment. Feed me the ball. Was it 3rd and 7? He ran the ball, went and got a first down. But I don't know. He might be right. We don't know what that huddle's like. But I'll tell you this. Last year, they force-fed Deebo in the Super Bowl. He didn't come through. Christian McCaffrey in the biggest moment. Great player, but he fumbled. Where was George Kittle? Where was Brandon Aiyuk? Even Trent Williams, who he said is an it guy. He didn't play like an it guy that day. I don't know, man. I think we got to pay attention to what Gronk's saying here. Now, we'll see. I mean, maybe the 49ers win a Super Bowl and somebody is the it guy and they step up, but what he's basically saying is he doesn't know who the guy is on that team that when everything's going against him is going to be like, get me the damn ball. Get me the ball in all circumstances. I will win this game. He doesn't know that guy is on this roster. And he might be right about that. I don't know. I found it interesting. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section. Very, very curious to know what your opinion is. But I think when a 4-time Super Bowl champion speaks, a guy that played with Tom Brady and was coached by Bill Belichick, won a Super Bowl with multiple organizations, I think we got to listen. I think we got to listen a little bit. And I love it because Rob Gronkowski is going completely against the grain. And nothing against Kay Adams. I love this clip. Thank you, Kay, for putting this interview together. But if we're just being honest, I mean, some of the bigger names, Kay Adams, Brian Baldinger, they're glorified content creators for the San Francisco 49ers at this point. They're national content creators for the 49ers. That's all they talk about. And they just prop them up and prop them up and prop them up. And you hear other players around the league just just Shanahan. He's just in the roster. I mean, they're the favorites, right? Even though the Kansas City Chiefs exist, and Gronk comes out and is like, I don't care what anybody says. You can give me all the outs in the world. I'm just telling you what I see. I don't see the guy that's like, feed me the ball. I will win this game for you. I'll put you on my back.